Canto 1, chapter 14, text 9. So here's where we ended last time. For him only, all our kingly opulence, good wives, lives, progeny, control over our subjects, victory over our enemies, and future accommodations in higher planets have become possible. All this is due to his causeless mercy upon us. So, acknowledging the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, his uh, presence as the reason why the Pandavas have been fortunate. So, we ended here. Today's verse, text 10. Pasyot patan naravyagraha divyan bhauman sadai hikan darunan samsato durad bhayam no buddhi mohanam. Just see, O man with the tiger strength, how many miseries due to celestial influences, earthly reactions, and bodily pains, all very dangerous in themselves, are foreboding danger in the near future by deluding our intelligence. Okay. Purport. Material advancement of civilization means advancement of the reactions of the threefold miseries due to celestial influence, earthly reactions, and bodily or mental pains. By the celestial influence of the stars, there are many calamities like excessive heat, cold, rain, or no rain, and the after effects are famine, disease, and epidemic. The aggregate result is agony of the body and mind. Man made material science do anything, cannot do anything to counteract these threefold miseries. They're all punishments from the superior energy of Maya under the direction of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, our constant touch with the Lord by devotional service can give us relief without our being disturbed in the discharge of our human duties. The Asuras, however, we do not believe in the existence of God, make their own plans to counteract all these threefold miseries, and so they meet with failures every time. The Bhagavad Gita clearly states that the reaction of material energy is never to be conquered because of the binding effects of the three modes. They can simply be overcome by one who surrenders fully in devotion under the lotus feet of the Lord. Okay, let's read the translation one more time. Just see, O man with the tiger strength, how many miseries due to celestial influences, earthly reactions, and bodily pains, all very dangerous in themselves, are foreboding danger in the near future by deluding our intelligence. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is able to see the advent of Kali Yuga, and thus he's able to see the miseries that it brings forward, right? That are caused by the various influences, as it's mentioned, celestial influence, like by the astrological influence, the influence of time, Kala Chakra, earthly reactions. We do something, we get something. Today we have global warming. We have cut down trees, we have hurt Mother Nature, and we are facing the consequences, right? And as a result of which, there is famines, a pandemic, and then things like that. So as Lord Krishna is leaving, this is the chapter, by the way, to remind you, the chapter about the disappearance of Lord Krishna. So as Lord Krishna is leaving, Yudhishthira Maharaj sitting in Hastinapur is able to predict that this might be happening as his brother Bhima didn't come back after meeting Krishna. It's been a few months and all the Kali Yuga signs are coming in. So he's able to predict that maybe something is wrong. Urva aki bahavo mahyam spuranti yanga puna puna vepathus chapi hridaya aradasyanti viprayam. The left side of my body, my thigh, arms, and eyes are all quivering again and again. I'm having heart palpitation due to fear. All this indicates undesirable happenings. So again, we talked about signs and symptoms, right? There are certain signs that tell us something bad is going to happen or something good is going to happen. Like we talked about the eagles flying over the Pandavas when the Battle of Kurukshetra was about to begin. Even Shakespeare talks about it, in Julius Caesar and many other of his writings about signs of victory, signs of famine. So, like that, the Vedas also talk about such things. So, generally, when our left side of the body is for a man and the right side of the body for a woman, quivers, whether it's the thigh or the arm or the eye twitching, right? The left side means something bad is going to happen. The right side for women means something bad is going to happen. So these are not superstitions. These are signs and symbolisms that are based on subtle signs. These are not based on gross signs, but on subtle signs. So here, Yudhishthira Maharaj is mentioning that my left side of the body, my thigh, my arms and eyes are quivering again and again. I'm having heart palpitation due to fear. So because he is Dharmaputra, he knows these symptoms. And by that, he's realizing something bad is coming and he's having heart palpitation. All this indicates undesirable happenings. Shivaishodayantam adyam abhiroti analana mam anga saramyoyam abhiribhati aviruvat. Just see, O Bhima, how the she jackal cries at the. Oh, sorry. Bhima is who Yudhishthira Maharaj is speaking to, and Arjun went to see Krishna. Just see, O Bhima, how the she jackal cries at the rising sun and vomits fire, and how the dog barks at me fearlessly. Okay, Rishabh has a question.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, like I couldn't control myself by from asking this question. Like, how are you so calm at this moment?
We are devotees for a reason, right? I was
I
contemplating
know,
should I
like,
do this class or not.
what's your thought process? Like, what are you thinking? Like, how are you taking this? Like, I would be panicking at this moment badly.
It's not like I'm not panicking. There is anxiety that is there in my heart, but then we are in a car and we are going to need the next half an hour to get there, and it's Philosophy Friday time. So I might as well use this time in service to Krishna, and then I have to face whatever we have to face, right? And I'm grateful I have Krishna sent a wonderful devotee, so he's with me. So it's always wonderful to have association in the middle of crisis. Misery likes company.
Got it.
Hare Krishna. Okay. So another symbolism is being spoken about, which is the she jackal crying at the rising sun. So a lot of times, even if it is not she jackals, but at night when dogs cry, right? Uh, that is a symbolism of something, some bad omen. Somebody's going to die. Something is going to happen. Now, vomiting fire is a whole different thing that probably none of us have seen so far. But then, uh, you know, these are symbols that are being spoken about by Yudhishthir Maharaj. Shastah kurvanti mam savyam dakshina pasavo pare vahamscha purush purusha vyagraha lakshe rudanto mama. O Bhimsena, tiger amongst men. Now useful animals like cows are passing me on the left side, and lower animals like the asses are circumambulating me. My horses appear to weep upon seeing me. So another symbolism, right? When useful animals like cows pass you on the left side is not a good sign. Better not a donkey circumambulating you. That's interesting. And horses are weeping upon seeing. Because animals, we know this from the, what was that cyclone or what happened? No, that terrible people died. Not cyclone, this was like this massive wave that came, South India.
Tsunami.
Tsunami. Thank you. So when that tsunami happened, it was described that before the tsunami, the dogs all ran away, the animals all ran away because they have a sixth sense. They can anticipate uh, negative situations happening. No one knows how, but it is quite well documented that before earthquakes, before tsunami and things like that happen, animals react first, and they leave the place, right? Or they cry or they howl, and that's how you know. And same thing here is being spoken about. The horses are crying, the cows are passing me on the left. Not like the cows are knowingly passing on the left. That is more of a thing that uh, again, subtle signs. I don't want to get. I know only a little bit about it, so I don't want to speak much. But it's subtle signs. Even should I talk about it? No. Okay, I should not talk outside scriptures. Anyway, moving on. Mrityuduta kapoto yam uluka kampayan mana pratyulukascha kuhvaner vishwam vai shunyam ichataha. Just see, this pigeon is like a messenger of death. The shrieks of the owl and their rival crows make my heart tremble. It appears that they want to make a void of the whole universe. Okay, more symbolisms. Just see, the pigeon is like a messenger of death. The shrieks of the owls and the rival crows make my heart tremble. So, crows and owls are shrieking. It appears that they want to make a void in the whole universe. Dhumra disha paridhaya kampate bhu sahabridhi निगृहतश्च महं ततः sakam cha stanaya stanayatnubihi. Just see how the smoke encircles the sky. It appears that the earth and the mountains are throbbing. Just hear the cloudless thunder and see the bolts from the blue. Cloudless thunder. I think I have seen it a couple of times in the US. But yeah, again, more symbolisms. Vayurvati khara sparsho Rajasha Visharjam Stamaha Asarga Varsanti Jalada Vibhatsam Iva Sarvataha. Translation: the wind blows violently, blasting dust everywhere and creating darkness. Clouds are raining everywhere with bloody disasters. Suryam Hata Prabham Pasya Graha Mardam Mitho Divi Shashankuler Bhutaganer Jwalitve Jwalite Iva Rodasihi. The rays of the sun are declining, and the stars appear to be fighting amongst themselves. Confused living entities appear to be ablaze and weeping. Nadyo nadascha shubhitaha sharamsi saramsi cha manamsi cha najwalatvi agnid agya kalo yam kim vidhasyati. Rivers, tributaries, ponds, reservoirs, and the mind are all perturbed. Butter no longer ignites fire. But is this extraordinary time? What is going to happen? It is interesting how Yudhishthira Maharaj speaks about rivers, tributaries, ponds, reservoirs, and the mind all together. Um, Although Srila Prabhupada doesn't give a purport to this, but there is a commonality. The commonality is the moon. The moon, as we know, creates high tide, low tide. It affects water bodies. And it is also said the moon impacts the mind. Again, I'm not speaking from Vedic scriptures, so take my words with a grain of salt. But I see that commonality. Why would he say the river bodies along with mind? Uh, my understanding is because when things like that, geophysical things happen, uh, the moon does play a role in that, and thus the mind has been mentioned along with the water bodies. If you think about it, uh, again, scientifically speaking, on new moon nights and full moon nights, there are significant data that shows hospital data that people who get sick or things happen on the physiological level on those particular days. And as we know, according to our Vedic science, on Ekadashis we fast, right? On various phases of the moon, we have a lunar calendar in the Vedic system. If we look at it, we don't follow the solar calendar, we follow the lunar calendar. And the lunar calendar deals with the various phases of the moon, and accordingly, we are having Janmashtami coming up, right? Ashtami, as in the eighth phase of the moon, Ram Navami, the ninth phase of the moon, right? So there is Ekadashi, there is Trayodashi, Narsingha Chaturdashi, right? So these different phases of the moon are uh, defining special days in our calendar, and they do impact us, and that's why it is said that on Purnima night, we do Narayan Puja and things like that on certain. So the whole Vedic astronomy, astrology, all of these things are perfectly sync with how our body reacts, how our mind reacts, how the water bodies react, how nature reacts. All of this is connected. And these symbolisms, although we might not understand all of those symbolisms and how logically they come together, but given the Vedic science, we can understand. And that is why you see yantras are so important. When people, you'll see when if you go to Mayapur or any temple, ISKCON temple or Vaishnava temple, you will find yantras. Yantras are basically copper or silver uh, sheets of metal with certain geometric shapes on it, right? And those yantras, there's Lakshmi yantra, there's Shri yantra, and all that. So they worship those yantras because those geometric shapes, you know, uh, map onto certain, again, connection with some things that are geophysical. Again, I'm not an expert on this, but there's a reason why those are worshipped, and doing things on them actually has physical reaction. Okay. Na pibanti stanam vatsa na duhyanti cha mataraha rudanti ashru mukha gavo na rishanti rishabha vraje. The calves do not suck the treat of the cows, nor do the cows give milk. They are standing, crying, tears in their eyes, and the bulls take no pleasure in the pasturing grounds. Somebody wants to read? Oh, Neera Mataji, congratulations. You're in Mayapur Dham.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Would you like to read?
I'll try, Prabhuji. Daivatani rudanti va svidyanti he uchlanti cha ime jana padagrama purodhyana karshama prishyate shriyo nirandaha kim agham darshayanti na. Translation: The deities seem to be crying in the temple, lamenting and perspiring. They seem about to leave. All the cities, villages, towns, gardens, mines, and hermitages are now devoid of beauty and bereft of all happiness. I do not know what sort of calamities are now awaiting us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So deities crying in the temple, lamenting and perspiring. Uh, so, uh, remember during COVID, before COVID, there was a thing where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's deity, they showed some viral videos of tears coming out. Although that wasn't tears, that was basically there were all these devotees doing kirtan, and because there is AC on the altar, the waters, the it was condensation, but then devotees saw as Lord Chaitanya tears, and then COVID happened. And it was like, oh, that's why. Uh, yeah, we should be careful not to overdo these things. But then that is a sign that the deities seem to be crying in the temple. They seem about to leave. All the cities, villages, gardens, mines, hermitages are devoid of beauty and bereft of all happiness. Manya etir mahotpatir nunam bhagavata pate ananya purusha sribhir hina bhur Hatha Shaubhaga. I think that all these earthly disturbances indicate some greater loss to the good fortune of the world. The world was fortunate to have been marked with the footprints of the lotus feet of the Lord. These signs indicate that this will no longer be. So Krishna's presence and Krishna's absence, day and night. Iti chintayatastasya drishta drishta rishtena chetasa rajana pratyagamat brahman Yadu Puryakapi Dvajay. O Brahmana, Shaunaka, while Maharaj Yudhishthir, observing the inauspicious signs on the earth at that time, was thus thinking to himself, Arjuna came back from the city of the Yadus, Dwarka. So, as Yudhishthir Maharaj is speaking about these things too, Bhimsen, Arjun comes back from Dwarka. Tampadyornipatitam ayatha purvam aturam Adho Vandanam Abindun Srijantam Nayana Pajayo. When he bowed at his feet, the king saw that his dejection was unprecedented. His head was down, and tears glided from his lotus eyes. Vilokya Vilokya Dvigna Hridayo Vichayam Anujam Nripa Prichhati Sma Suran Madhye Samsaram Samsmaran Narade. Seeing Arjuna pale due to heartfelt anxieties, the king, remembering the indications of the sage Narada, questioned him in the midst of friends. Yudhishthiro vacha kachid anartha puriyam na swajana sukham ashate madhu bhoja dasharara Satvat Satvatandhaka Vrishnaya. Translation. Maharaj Yudhishthir said, My dear brother, please tell me whether our friends and relatives such as Madhu, Bhoja, Dasarha, Arha, Satvata, Andhaka, and the members of the Yudhu family are all passing their days in happiness. Suro mata maha kachit swasti aste vatha marisa matula sanuja kachit kushali anaka bhi. In my is my respectable grandfather Surya Sena in a happy mood, and are my maternal uncle Vasudev and his younger brothers all doing well? Saptaswasuras tatpatneo matulanya sahat maja asate Shasnusa Kshemam Devaki Pramukha Savayam. His 7 wives, headed by Devaki, all are sisters. Are they and their sons and daughters in laws all happy? Kachid Raja Huko Jivyati Asatputro Syachanujaha Ritika Shashuto Kruro Jayanta Gadasur Asate Kushalam Kachid Yecha Satrujit Adaya Kachid Aste Sukham Ramu Bhagavan Satvatam Prabhu. Translation. Our Ugrasena, whose son was a mischievous Kamsa, and his younger brother still living, are Ridhika and his son Krita Varma happy? Are Akrura, Jayanta, Gada, Sarana, and Satrujit all happy? How is Balaram, the personality of Godhead and the protector of the devotees? Pradyumna Sarva Vrishninam Sukham Aste Maharatha Gambhirarayo Niruddho Vardhate Bhagavanuta. How is Pradyumna, the great general of the Vrishni family? Is he happy? And is Aniruddha, the plenary expansion of the personality of Godhead, faring well? So let's read the purport. Pradyumna and Aniruddha are also expansions of the personality of Godhead. Thus, they are also Vishnu Tattva in Dwarka. Lord Vasudev is engaged in his transcendental pastimes along with his plenary expansions, namely Sankarsana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And therefore, each and every one of them can be addressed as the personality of Godhead, as it is mentioned in connection with the name Aniruddha. So, Krishna expands to 4 forms of Narayana, and that is Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. Lord Shiva specifically meditates upon the Sankarshana form of the expansion of the Lord. So here in Dwarka, Krishna is there as Vasudev Krishna, which is an expansion, by the way. This is a detail and a detail. We don't have to get lost in the detail, but just giving an example because Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Original Krishna, Govinda Krishna, is in Vrindavan. But Krishna expands to Vasudev Krishna to be in Dwarka. So the most intimate, form of all Krishna only. But that Govinda Krishna is Krishna in Vrindavan. So in this case, Vasudeva, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, and Sankarshana, all of them seem to be there. They're all expansions of Supreme Lord and they're all Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, how do you know they're different? The way they hold the Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma is different. Somebody's holding the Shankha on the right hand, somebody's on the left hand, somebody's holding the Gada on this hand, I don't know the exact, it's in the scriptures. I just don't remember all of them in that form. And not like it's relevant for us to remember that, but it's important to know that Narayan form of the Lord, there are 4 forms, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Aniruddha, Pradyumna. And so Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking about Aniruddha and Pradyumna, if they are okay and everything. And they're being referred to as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shu Senas Charudesh Nascha Sambho Jambavati Sutaha Anyecha Karsni Prabhava Saputra Rishabhadaya. And all the Shiften sons of Lord Krishna, such as Shushena, Charudeshna, Samba, the son of Jambavati, and Rishabha, along with their sons, all doing well. So referring to the principal sons of Lord Krishna. Okay. Somebody wants to read?
Hare
Otolo?
Krishna Prabhu.
Acha, Kaushik, go ahead.
Yes. तथैवानुचार शोरः अश्रुते देवो दवदाय सुनन्दनन्द शीर्षानाय ये चान्य सत्वरसभ अपि स्वस्ति आसते सर्वे रामकृष्ण भुजाश्रय अपि स्मरन्ति कुशलम् अस्माकं बद्धसौरभः. Translation. Also, Shrutadeva, Uddhava and others, Nanda, Sunanda and other leaders of liberated souls who were constant companions of the Lord are protected by Lord Balram and Krishna. Are they all doing well in their respective functions? Do they, who are all eternally bound in friendship with us, remember our welfare? Hare Krishna.
So basically, Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking about the well-being of everyone that he knows there. Although this is interesting, right? He was just talking about if something bad is going to happen, all these bad omens and everything else that is going on. But then, as Arjuna comes, rather than asking him directly if Krishna is here or Krishna has left, because he already indicated in that direction, he's not asking that question. He's going round about, and it's important to kind of understand that why this is happening is because he doesn't want to ask the question, he doesn't want the answer, he's trying his best to not hear what is almost evident to him has happened, right? So that's one way to understand it. Bhagavan api govindo brahmano bhaktavatsalah kaschid pure sudharmayam Sukham Aste Suhridvrita is Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who gives pleasure to the cows, the senses, and the Brahmanas, who is very affectionate towards his devotees, enjoying the pious assembly at Dwarkapuri, surrounded by friends. Finally, he asks, how is Krishna doing? Mangalya cha lokanam, shemaya cha bhavaya cha, aste yadu kulam bodhav आद्योनंत सुखापमान यद बाहुदंड गुप्तायम स्वापुर्यम यदवोर्चिता क्रीदन्ति परमानंदम महापौरुषिकव eva. The original personality of Godhead, the enjoyer, and Balaram, the primeval Lord Ananta, are staying in the ocean of the Yadu dynasty for the welfare, protection, and general progress of the entire universe. And the members of the Yadu dynasty, being protected by the arms of the Lord, are enjoying life like the residents of the spiritual sky. I will end here. There are some things, some phone calls we need to attend uh, before we get to the police station. So I'm sorry, we are ending a little early. We'll continue from next Friday. Hopefully, circumstances will be a little better. Please pray that Krishna somehow does what is best for us. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna.